American people got rare access to democracy at work inside the White House today. For nearly an hour, the press was allowed into a meeting between the president and congressional Republicans and Democrats.
Because this should be a bipartisan bill. This should be a bill of love. Truly, it should be a bill of love, and we can do that.
Seated with Republican and Democratic lawmakers, the president seemed eager to show himself engaged, in command, and ready to make a deal on the sensitive issue of immigration reform. Republicans prioritizing border security, ending the visa lottery, limiting immigration based on family ties, and DACA, the Obama-era program ended by Mr. Trump that gave legal status to undocumented immigrants brought to the U.S. as children. Democratic Senator Dianne Feinstein pushing for an immediate DACA fix.
What about a clean DACA bill now, with a commitment that we go into a comprehensive immigration reform?
And the president appeared open to it.
We're going to come out with DACA. We're going to do DACA, and then we can start immediately on the phase 2, which would be comprehensive.
Though Republicans see the DACA fix as a bargaining chip and wanted to make sure the president didn't give too much away.
Mr. President, you need to be clear, though. I think what Senator Feinstein's asking here, when we talk about just DACA, we don't want to be back here 2 years later. You have to have security, as the secretary would tell you.
But I think that's what she's saying.
I think she's saying something different.
What do you think I'm saying?
I'm thinking you're saying DACA without security.
South Florida Republican Mario Diaz-Balart was in the room and told CBS 4 News he's optimistic a deal can be reached.
We should be able to, again, have a process where these individuals who are here can stay here, they can be permanently here, they can, again, be incorporated into the United States. Again, these are folks that did not make the decision to come here illegally, and therefore they should not be punished.
In fact, President Trump appeared ready to tackle more than just DACA.
If we do this properly, DACA, you're not so far away from comprehensive immigration reform. And if you want to take it that further step, I'll take the heat. I don't care.
But the president now taking heat from conservatives who don't want him to abandon his hard line on immigration, including his demand for tax dollars to build a border wall. Late Tuesday, the president tweeted, "Our country needs the security of the wall on the southern border, which must be part of any DACA approval." And there is some breaking news on DACA. Reuters is reporting that a federal judge in California has ordered the Trump administration to partially reinstate DACA, finding legal challengers are likely to succeed in court.